Hello students, I welcome you all to my Swayam course titled Comics and Graphic Novels in Indian Context. We are into week 6 of this course, which is centering around graphical biographies. In this very lecture, I will be talking about Amar Chitra Katha's representation of Bhagat Singh. Amar Chitra Katha's representation of Bhagat Singh after Gandhi and Ambedkar, why I am doing Bhagat Singh alone and not doing a comparative study unlike the other two parts that we did earlier, is because Amar Chitra Katha's Bhagat Singh wants an intensive study and a close reading in comparison to Ikrup Sandhu's graphic novel, which we'll be doing next in this very unit. Because Amar Chitra Katha's Bhagat Singh requires an intensive study, there is a lot of scopes and in-depth scope of analyzing what kind of representation is being offered out to children. That is why I just did not wanted to rush up rather than give it a full detailed account of Bhagat Singh, how and where and what is the politics of representation, how his iconography differs from actual Bhagat Singh, what are the images, the kind of pictures, the kind of photos, the kind of dialogues which are given to Bhagat Singh in Amar Chitra Katha, are they even reliable, or are they just drawing on the popular iconography of Bhagat Singh just by putting in the minds of children, just by merely turning him into a nationalist leader, somebody who fought for the national cause. But Bhagat Singh, rather than just homogenizing him as a national leader or as yet another national leader who fought for India's freedom struggle, Bhagat Singh was radically very different, and Bhagat Singh was somebody, at a very young age, unlike all other leaders of his time, it may be Mahatma Gandhi or Lala Lajpat Rai, who were very, very mature, very experienced leaders. But Bhagat Singh was into the freedom struggle of India. Can you imagine, at the age of 12 or 13 years old? So a young boy who is just 12 or 13 years old decides to participate in Indian national struggle, decides to fight against the British. Yes, it is quite obvious for him to kind of have that kind of thinking, to have those kind of emotions and energy and urge to resist the British, because his entire family, his uncle, his father, were all given to very extremist ideas of getting rid of the British, and were involved in the underground movement of plotting and planning against the British forces. And thus his uncle was also exiled to Myanmar because of planning against British. And British thought that that it would be really dangerous if these people were given a free hand, and they can make the British army in Punjab, they can give British army in Punjab a very difficult time ahead. But now let's see how Amar Chitra Katha goes on to depict Bhagat Singh. The Amar Chitra Katha comic series exploring the life of Bhagat Singh briefs the reader on some of the major events and incidents in the life of Bhagat Singh. Rajinder Singh and Subba Rao have written the script, while Dilip Kadam did the illustrations. Pratap Malik did the cover illustration. In a nutshell, the comic book accounts for a brief biography of Bhagat Singh that also addresses a few of the major historical events in the context of British India and India's struggle for independence. And on the left of your screen, you see the cover page of Bhagat Singh's book, Bhagat Singh's comic book, which was produced by Amar Chitra Katha. And the image, the illustration that they have drawn on the cover page is bombing the assembly where Bhagat Singh is known for, and for which the trial lasted, and it was decided just for throwing the bomb in the assembly, he would be jailed, and there was a trial, and which led to the killing also, and for which he was finally exiled, and for which he was finally hanged. Now, discussing the artwork of how Amar Chitra Katha has drawn the illustrations of Bhagat Singh and his time. One of the most recognizable aspects of Amar Chitra Katha art is its use of bold outlines and bright, flat colors, making the panels visually striking and easy to follow, especially for younger readers. Great care is taken to ensure historical and cultural accuracy, accurately depicting traditional attire and architecture that reflect the period of the story. This gives the comics an almost encyclopedic value in addition to being entertaining. While staying realistic, the characters are often stylized to make them memorable. Facial expressions and gestures are used effectively to convey emotions, helping younger readers understand complex scenes. For example, when you see this image, though the image is drawn showing the back of Bhagat Singh, but the iconic hat, the iconography of hat and the moustache that is seen on Bhagat Singh's face, they itself are remarkable, and people get to know just by seeing the back of this person. You get to realize the fact that it is Bhagat Singh because of the moustache, because of the iconic hat, because of the iconography of Bhagat Singh that have been used here. One gets to know immediately that the person being represented here is Bhagat Singh. Great care is taken to ensure historical and cultural accuracy. So apart from the people's image, apart from the persons who are depicted, people who are illustrated, you see the background. In the background there are also people who, after being bombed, you see the tables of the assembly. So it is very well clear that it is some sort of courtroom, some sort of assembly room where some kind of disturbance has happened, some kind of explosion is shown in the picture, and people are all disturbed. They are trying to hide themselves, they are trying to run. So some kind of disturbances happen. Thus, the comic book is able to bring back that accurate moment as it would have happened when it actually took place in history. So it is kind of taking you back into the past and kind of giving a visual appearance of how it would have happened in the real sense. Facial expressions and gestures are used effectively to convey emotion. As I said that, the expression here you see, it is just by seeing the moustache you will get to know that this is Bhagat Singh by the hat and the moustache. So, the narrative starts with the birth of Bhagat Singh to Vidyavati and Sardar Kishan Singh. Bhagat Singh was born on September 27, 1907 in the village of Banga near Lahore. Soon after his birth, we are briefed about Kishan Singh and his brothers Swaran Singh and Ajit Singh, who were later released from jail due to their protest against the colonial government with regard to Punjab land colonization bill. Ajit Singh, after his release from the Burma jail, immediately left for Germany, and the absence marked an indelible impact upon young Bhagat Singh, who could not understand why his father and uncles were arrested for loving their country. At just 12 years old, Bhagat Singh made a pilgrimage to the site of Jallianwala Bagh massacre, where he was deeply affected by the horrific events that unfolded. Upon his return, he took with him a small portion of the earth from the location as a memento to honor the memory of those who General Dyer and his forces tragically killed. Bhagat Singh later joined the National College, which was founded by some of the patriotic citizens, and it was here that he came into the contact with other friends like Sukhdev. Bhagat Singh tried to reach out to the larger masses by organizing and performing plays like Rana Pratap, where the goal was to portray and communicate ideas of freedom and independence to the larger masses who couldn't read and write and thus remained bereft of some of the revolutionary ideals mentioned in the books and works of literature. Bhagat Singh journeys to Kanpur, where he meets Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi and starts working for his press that deals with nationalist literature. Bhagat Singh and his companions started distributing leaflets among the public to create awareness and further fuel the revolt against the colonial rule. Conflict erupts between Bhagat Singh and the police authorities. However, he soon manages to escape. Bhagat Singh returns to Lahore, and the narrative leads us to unfolding of the Simon Commission, where mass protest erupted against the colonial authorities. In Punjab, Lala Lajpat Rai was a leading figure in the movement, joined by Bhagat Singh and his compatriots. However, clashes unfolded between the police and the people. Lala Lajpat Rai was heavily wounded following the conflict, and he passed away on November 17, 1928. The death of Lala Lajpat Rai was deeply felt by Bhagat Singh and his compatriots, including the revolutionary Chandrasekhar Azad. Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Jai Gopal, and Chandrasekhar Azad sought a plan to assassinate General Scott, who killed Lala Lajpat Rai. So this is the history that I'm telling you, because it is very important to understand history so as to understand how did the representation got affected. Unless and until you're very well familiar with the historical facts, with the historical trajectory when you are studying graphical biographies, the shifts, the diversions, deviations, intentional or unintentional, or because of some, or in order to introduce some kind of concept to children in a very easier way, or if mean gets changed, all these things can only be understood when you know the historical outline of how the incidents happened. Unless and until you're very well aware. So for if you're doing a history, if you're doing graphical biographies of historical people, or for any people, or for that any person for that matter, you need to be very aware, because you don't have to do the justice to his life. You can't be fabricating facts, because then it will become objectionable. I mean, you cannot be using any kind of fictional elements that can be introduced, or that can be talked about any person in particular, which were not real. Then it will not be a graphical biography in the real sense. So what graphical biography actually does is that it actually helps you in understanding why and how visual creates a different sort of reality which cannot be communicated through written. How is the representation of Bhagat Singh different in comics? And despite of so many biographies and autobiographies and life writings being written on Bhagat Singh, why was it important to create a comic book, and why was it important to create a graphic novel on Bhagat Singh when there is a plethora of literature that already exists? Because this is a different genre, because this is a different form which is visual in nature, it helps you to understand how visual creates a politics of its own, and which leads to a sort different kind of rendering, which leads to a different kind of interpretation of the narrated subject. Later in the narrative, Bhagat Singh travels to Calcutta to meet Jatin Das in order to know how to make a bomb. Soon upon the decision of the colonial government to pass the Trade Dispute Bill and the Public Safety Bill, the revolutionaries decided to wield their plan by throwing a bomb at the Central Assembly when the authorities gathered to discuss the bills. However, they made sure the bomb would not kill anyone except for the noise, which would garner attention for the revolutionaries, drawing their arrest to face the court and make their ideals known to the government. The revolutionaries actively took part in the plan. The bomb was thrown without any killings, and Bhagat Singh and his compatriots faced arrest. The court established a death sentence for Bhagat Singh, and the latter remained unmoved by it and boldly refused to seek any form of mercy petition from the colonial government. While imprisoned, Bhagat Singh actively fought for the dignity of prisoners, asserting that political prisoners should receive basic human necessities and that their food should be edible. On March 23, 1931, when the jailer came to lead Bhagat Singh to the gallows, he was found reading a book on the life of the Russian revolutionary Lenin. Bhagat Singh boldly confronted his death without any fear or remorse, but with sheer love of his country. As he was hanged, cries of Inqilab Zindabad rose through the air. So the comic book tries to romanticize, though he is called Shahid Bhagat Singh, somebody who is a martyr is called Shahid in Hindi, and obviously Bhagat Singh was a martyr. But the way comic book tries to build a very romantic image of martyrs, that is actually not what Shahid Bhagat Singh stands for. Actually, in reality, he was much more than that. And the way and the fact that he only said it in his writings, that though there was a decision, there was a court decision of him being hanged, and the British officials were very strict, and they were also scared about his growing popularity, about his growing fame, which they thought would go out of the way, and it will be difficult to control Bhagat Singh later on. So better hang him at a very young age, so that not much of harm is done politically. But what Bhagat Singh thought is that rather than dying, I mean, his philosophy, his ideology, his revolution, the revolution that he was fighting for, Inqilab is revolution. So the revolution that he was fighting for, and his organization, which was known for the launching this revolution, demanding this revolution, change. He says that, my revolution will go on to live with the people who are still alive. So the very fact that, the people alive are important, are equally important to keep the struggle going. And the more important thing is that you are able to bring about some change. You are able to initiate some sort of revolution in the static, in the exploitative practices of the authorities, and you are able to make a dent, and you are able to bring about some change for the poor, for the unacknowledged, for the have-nots, for the uh, lower sections of the society. For then, this is actually what is demanded, rather than, glorifying. And Bhagat Singh, just like Ambedkar and Gandhi, did not wanted a cult of his own, which it later goes on to become. But the fact is that what he wanted is that people should have this urge, people should have this ability to think about change, to bring about change, to feel that, there should be a change after some point of time. And, they are able to, they have the strength in themselves to kind of launch a revolution, to kind of begin the revolution. And that this is something which was more important for Bhagat Singh, rather than being remembered for the sake of for being called as martyr. Major acts and bills in Amar Chitrakathas Bhagat Singh. The Punjab Land Colonization Bill was originally introduced by the British in 1906 to regulate land ownership and inheritance in newly colonized canal irrigated areas of Punjab. It aimed to consolidate British control over agricultural land. The bill proposed that if a landholder died without a legal heir, the land would revert to government rather than pass to the extended family or clan. This challenged traditional Punjabi inheritance customs. The opposition to bill was notably supported by Ajit Singh, the uncle of Bhagat Singh, which also brought the young revolutionary into early political consciousness. Due to widespread protest and political unrest, the British eventually withdrew or modified the bill. However, it laid the groundwork for growing nationalist sentiment in Punjab. The Rowlatt Act. The Rowlatt Act, officially known as the Anarchical and Revolutionary Crimes Act, was passed by the British colonial government in March 1919. It aimed to suppress the rising nationalist unrest in India following World War I. Suspension of civil liberties. The act gave the government sweeping powers to arrest and detain individuals without trial, restrict press freedom, and conduct warrantless searches, essentially suspending basic civil rights. Jallianwala Bagh massacre connection. The public anger against the Rowlatt Act culminated in large gatherings like the one at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, where General Dyer ordered open fire on unarmed civilians on April 13, 1999, killing hundreds, a tragic consequence of the Act's repression. Then we also have Simon Commission. Established in 1927, the Simon Commission was created by British government to evaluate the effectiveness of the Government of India Act 1919 and suggest reforms. Sir John Simon served as its leader. No Indian members were included in the commission, which many Indians found insulting and a denial of their right to self-governance. The commission faced widespread protests across India. The slogan "Simon Go Back" became popular, and leaders like Lala Lajpat Rai organized demonstrations during which he was injured and later died. Trade Dispute Bill. The British colonial government introduced this legislation to limit workers' right to strike, particularly in essential services. It banned workers from participating in sympathy or general strikes, aiming to diminish the increasing influence of trade unions and labor movements. The bill was seen as a way for the British to suppress labor unrest and maintain control over industries crucial to the colonial economy. Then you have Public Safety Bill. Now, major themes in ACK Bhagat Singh. nationalism and revolutionary ideas. So the entire iconography, the entire representation of Bhagat Singh revolves around, as I say, as one of the freedom fighters who fought for India's struggle. But as I said, I would like to repeat it once again, that he was much more than a national figure, because unlike the leaders of his time, he was very young. He was hanged very young. He was just 21, and by 21 years he had almost written a very seminal text like, Why I Am an Atheist. And he was a well-read person. He would write, he would read, he had started writing essays, and he had started forming a group, organizations. So for a young boy who of 17 and 18 years, so he was very well ahead of his time. He was an intellectual in becoming. So had he lived more, he would also have become very well-read person, very mature, very experienced person. And unlike the leaders who remain very firm and rigid in change to their opinions, as he was reading, he was also growing and evolving as a human being. And he accepted that the views that he had few years later, those views are not as good as the views that he has now. So he was a more of a dynamic person. He was open to suggestions, he was open to opinions, but and he accepted that, even he has changed of late in his views. And he believes that later on, by the end of his life, he believed that dialogues and debates are very important to initiate some sort of change, to bring about some sort of revolution that somebody is imagining of. So it was all through his life. He was very open to change. He was very open to shift in his opinions, and he was not at all rigid that whatever views he held, he thought that was the only right thing. Because as he was reading, he was growing, he was evolving. As a result of it, his views were also changing. Self-denial and martyrdom. So another theme that the comic book, Amar Chitrakatha comic book, tries to focus at is that it tends to glorify the martyrdom. As I said, Bhagat Singh's life and eventual execution highlight the theme of sacrifice for a greater cause. His willingness to lay down his life for India's independence, even when faced with the death penalty, demonstrates his extraordinary courage and commitment to his ideals. The tragic death of Lala Lajpat Rai profoundly influenced Bhagat Singh's resolve, leading to his execution in 1931. These events represent significant moments of sacrifice. This theme also reflects the collective sacrifice of many freedom fighters, culminating in the martyrdom of the nation's cause. Youthful rebellion and idealism. Bhagat Singh's youthful idealism is a prominent theme throughout the narrative. Despite his young age, his actions such as organizing plays, distributing literature, plotting revolutionary acts demonstrate a deep intellectual and emotional investment in fighting for justice. His belief in the power of youth to bring about change is echoed in the bold decisions and defiance against the colonial authorities. This theme also explores the transformative power of education as revolutionary figures and ideologies influenced Bhagat Singh, shaping his vision for an independent India. In conclusion, Bhagat Singh's life symbolizes the spirit of youthful idealism, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to India's independence. His actions, whether through revolutionary acts or intellectual pursuits, have made him an enduring icon in the fight against colonialism. The narrative simplifies the complexities of revolutionary struggles, often presenting Bhagat Singh's life as a straightforward journey of heroism. While Bhagat Singh's martyrdom is glorified, the harsh realities of his final years and the ethical complexities of revolutions are less explored. Because obviously, Amar Chitrakatha does not want their young readers to feel sad, to feel kind of, it is an emotional trauma, it is an emotional violence to children, though the reality has to be stated out that he was hanged at a very young age. But Anant Pai was also careful in understanding, will the children be able to absorb this kind of very, very harsh reality that Bhagat Singh was hanged at a very young age, which is very difficult for children to kind of understand, to kind of to come to terms with. So these are, I mean, his martyrdom, his execution are not very much illustrated in detail, are not given many panels, so that children don't have to go through that violence of being killed or hanged, and do not have to hover around those images which relate to death and killing. While Bhagat Singh's martyrdom is glorified, the harsh realities of his final years and the ethical complexities of revolution are less explored, making this story both inspirational and idealized. Thank you.